We got new pre-order info, we got Mario Kart World Direct info, and I have to just set the stage and prepare you for an even more expensive Mario Kart. So good morning, Mario, and good morning, Switch fans. Hope you're all doing fantastic out there. The pre-orders continue to come into clearer focus. We'll get to that in a second. First off, Nintendo announced that the Mario Kart World Direct tomorrow will be 15 minutes long, and that's it. I do feel like that's a bit short. It's a game direct, so those are never as long as like the full directs, but 15 minutes? It's making me a little interested to see what they actually have in store. So what's going on, everybody? It's Zach from Switch Force. Hit that like button if you're excited for Switch 2 and enjoy these videos. I think tomorrow they will reveal. My big predictions are we're going to get some sort of single player mode, some sort of story single player mode, a heavy emphasis on battle mode, and then I think they do show some more exciting characters. Like, yes, they really emphasize that, hey, we've got the freaking coin purse, we've got the snowman, we've got the bonefish, but some more characters that, you know, actually have a first name. The ones that we know and love, I think those will be emphasized there, but I do think it'll be battle mode and single player. But I do want to talk to you about the prospect of Mario Kart World costing at least $100. And I don't mean them increasing the price of the base game, don't worry. $80, they're not going any higher. I don't think the Switch 2 console is going to raise in price either. I think we are pretty locked into $450. I know $80 has already been just like such a blow to take. I've heard a lot of people talk about Mario Kart DLC will be free because the game's so expensive, and I just want to lay the groundwork because there's a chance that they introduce some sort of, you know, course pass tomorrow. There's a chance that they introduce some sort of DLC. I think they'll hold on the DLC given the price point sticker shock, but when the DLC comes, they're going to charge you. I feel 99.9% sure that Nintendo will charge you for Mario Kart 9 Mario Kart World DLC. And yes, you did get it as part of your expansion pack with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, but remember, that was a port of Mario Kart 8, and remember, Nintendo was aggressively pushing their online service and wanted you to sign up for this more expensive tier. Mario Kart World is $80 because they know they can get mega money out of people for Mario Kart. It's also $80, so it makes that $500 Switch 2 bundle look that much more appealing. So regardless, Nintendo is probably going to sell most of their Mario Kart Worlds for $50. And they're going to want to get DLC off of you as well. And if they do not reveal Link or Inkling tomorrow in the Direct presentation, I fully expect those to be paid DLC packs where they introduce some elements of Hyrule and Legend of Zelda and Splatoon and some elements of Inkopolis and the Inklings. I just don't see a world where they give that DLC to you for free. I know Nintendo's kind of been up and down on how they deal with DLC. Some games that should get DLC get none. Some games that could get paid DLC get free. And some games that should get free get paid. It's kind of all over the board. Mario Kart is going to have paid DLC, and I just want to prep you for that. I don't know if they'll talk about it tomorrow. They might tease it. The game's not out yet, so maybe they're just going to sit with what they have and really reveal the full litany of their experiences. 15 minutes does maybe make me temper my expectations a bit, even though Bill Trinen and other Nintendo representatives have said, like, dude, stay tuned, we've got lots of great stuff. And people have been finding and uncovering more and more, like, hey, you can drive into these vehicles and then take over a boat, take over a semi-truck and destroy the landscape, drive all crazy. Uncovering different transformations with Kamek, uncovering different ways that this world is clearly hiding something bigger in the open world, in the free roam mode. So I think we definitely see that. I think 15 minutes gives you, 5 to 7 minutes on the story single player mode, 5 minutes on battle mode, and then 5 minutes either on recap or maybe new characters, or maybe they do tease DLC, but I don't know. I think Nintendo would be pretty tone deaf to tease paid DLC at the same time that they're asking $80. I think they need to wait on that, but never say never. Nintendo is pretty confident right now. And Mario Kart is a very, very popular IP that they know will sell regardless of what they price it at, and that's why they picked 80 or 50. I like to think of it as 50 because I'll be paying 50 for it. But when can I pay 50? Let me know your Mario Kart World Direct predictions in the comments down below. I unfortunately will not be able to stream this one, so sorry. I will recap it obviously when it's done, but I'm not going to be able to. I won't be home by my computer to live stream it. So in terms of pre-orders, though, we've got new details, and this is coming from Bill Kuhn, amongst one of the better leakers in the Switch department and just the video game department as a whole. They say Canadian retailers are prepping for April 23rd, which is going to be next Wednesday. And he's saying that US retailers are either the 21st or the 30th. Now, we've covered the 30th before. Remember, the 30th was found on Target's back end, and people were quick to poo-poo it as a placeholder date. But I'm not really sure if placeholder date is what April 30th is. I think there's a chance that April 30th might actually just be the real date. I think April 30th feels like a good day to do it. Most people are expecting pre-order information tomorrow. I think that's possible. I don't know if Nintendo will tack it on to the end of their Mario Kart World Direct or make the announcement completely separately. I feel like it doesn't need to be part of the Direct. I think they could just announce it on Twitter or whatnot. If it's the 21st, though, that's next Monday, and they got to get this out there ASAP. So I guess if your team announce it after the Mario Kart World Direct, then the 21st is looking good. If your team, they're not going to say it tomorrow, then the 30th is looking good. What I find interesting here is that we've got 3 different dates, right? The 21st, the 23rd, and the 30th across US and Canada. Not a consistent date. Now, previously Nintendo was going to use April 9th, a Wednesday, last Wednesday, as the pre-order date for both the US and Canada. So I'm kind of surprised that the leak right now is saying, hey, it's not going to be the same date. If I had to guess based on these dates provided, I think it's the 21st for the US and 23rd for Canada, but I could also see a world where everybody goes on the 30th and the 23rd is just wrong. I'm not exactly sure how Nintendo will be handling this. We know they still have their own pre-orders, but they're not sending out notifications for that until May. So getting this out beforehand makes sense for the big brick and mortar retailers and the big online retailers, and Nintendo obviously still has to come forward with, hey, is there going to be a price change? Is there not? I really don't think there's going to be a price change. I don't think you need to worry about that. I think Nintendo's in a pretty sweet spot, at least for launch, in terms of, does that change later in the year? Does that change in 2026? Does that change once the Mario Kart World Bundle is expired? Because they're claiming that that is a fall 2025, like supplies last until fall 2025, then they're going to be removing that from store shelves. TBD if the price does change eventually, but for the launch, I think we are pretty safe. We've got 15 minutes of Mario Kart tomorrow, and we have pre-order days coming within the next week or two. The console itself out pretty soon, right? We're getting up to the 6-week mark, which is pretty darn quick, and we have a lot of people just throwing things around left and right. And let's also touch on a game announcement, or rather a leaked game announcement. The Oblivion remake that has been highly anticipated and highly rumored is clearly a real thing. There was a big leak yesterday. It popped up. We saw some screenshots. We saw the deluxe edition. The game is getting a very nice treatment, and it does look like they are overhauling the graphics, and people say they're overhauling the combat as well. The interesting part is that there was logos for Steam, PlayStation, Xbox, nothing for Switch, no Nintendo logo. And again, this is a game that was discussed for maybe the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct. It did not pop there. It's expected to be a stealth drop next week on the 21st of April. Will they announce some sort of Switch 2 version after the Switch 2 is out? Again, I still wonder if there's some strange moratorium on how Nintendo can talk, or how other companies rather can talk about their Nintendo games, given that Nintendo is still in this initial marketing wave. To me, it would make no sense that the Oblivion remake would not be on Switch 2. It's a remake, first of all. It's Elder Scrolls. It's Bethesda, who supported Nintendo and the Switch very well. Microsoft has echoed their support for the Switch just as much or more than any other third-party or, big publisher. To me, it would be a huge misstep if this was missing from the Switch 2. But there's also the fact of, if it does stealth drop next week, it obviously can't stealth drop on Switch, so maybe they're saving it for its own special Switch announcement. It's a little bit on the dicey side given that the Switch 2 is not out. I don't know if that's more to do with Nintendo not wanting them to announce it, if that's to do with Nintendo wanting to utilize it as an announcement themselves, since it's inevitably coming later, it can't come out next week on Switch 2, or if this game is going to miss Switch 2. I would be very surprised if it did. I think that would be a huge misstep, but you never know. We're still in the pre-Switch 2 period, so maybe this game was planned well in advance and never had a Switch 2 version on its radar, on its agenda, on its plan, but maybe they can now port it over. We'll have to wait and see. Either way, the Oblivion remake is real. The Mario Kart World Direct is tomorrow, and we'll know so much more about this $80 sticker shock price tag, and maybe even DLC. I'm telling you, you're going to be paying for DLC. It's going to be a lot of moolah if you want the full Mario Kart bonanza, which you probably will because it's Mario Kart. At the end of the day, Nintendo knows what they're doing. Do we like it? No. Do they know what they're doing? Yes. So let's see what they have to announce. If they give us a single player in a battle mode and new characters, I'll be feeling pretty good. Not great, obviously, because 80 is a lot, but better. We'll see if they can make us feel better with 15 minutes to shine tomorrow I'll let you know what I think of all that. In the meantime, everybody, thanks so much for watching. Let me know your take on today's topics in the comments down below. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, stay positive out there. And until next time, Switch Force out.